Hey everyone! When people hear the word dementia, they usually think of just one thing: Alzheimer's. But here's what most people don't realize. Dementia isn't actually one disease. It's a whole family of conditions, each one attacking a different part of the brain, each changing personality, memory, or movement in completely different ways. Today I want to share 4 real stories with you. 4 people everyone knows, from Hollywood, politics and comedy. Every single case was confirmed publicly by family or official sources. We're not here to gossip or speculate. We're here to learn something important together. Let's start with Bruce Willis. Think about it. An absolute icon of action movies, sarcasm and confidence. The guy who made us believe toughness and humor could live in the same person. And then suddenly silence. In 2022, his family announced he was stepping away from acting because of aphasia, basically trouble finding words. At first, people hoped it might be temporary, but in early 2023, his family shared the fuller truth. It has progressed to frontotemporal dementia. Now here's what's really tough about FTD. It doesn't erase memories first like you might expect. Instead, it erodes the personality, the control, the words, basically all the pieces that make us who we are. In Bruce's case, it started with language. He could still think clearly, still feeling everything, still recognize people, but that connection between his thoughts and his ability to speak just began to fade. Can you imagine trying to talk to your loved ones, knowing exactly what you want to say, but the words simply don't come? That's the really heartbreaking part of FTD. But you know what? When you see the videos his family still shares, there is still warmth there, still that spark in his eyes. That's what makes this disease so complex. It can steal words, but it can't steal the love behind them. When behavior or language changes first, not memory, it might be FTD. MRI scans and brain tests can actually spot it years before someone loses the ability to speak completely. Early behavior or language challenges, reduced empathy or losing that social filter. Speech becomes hesitant or flat, more common under age 65. MRI shows frontal and temporal brain shrinkage. Now let's talk about Ronald Reagan, a man who led with optimism, charisma, and this really calm authority. In 1994, he did something pretty unprecedented. He announced his Alzheimer's diagnosis himself through a handwritten letter to the American people. It started with these words: "I now begin the journey that will lead me into the sunset of my life." He didn't hide it, he didn't try to deny it, didn't whisper about it behind closed doors. He just faced it head on. And that letter, it gave dignity to millions of families who were struggling with the same diagnosis in silence. Here's the thing about Alzheimer's. It doesn't just show up overnight. It's more like a slow fog rolling in. First you get small forgettings, missing appointments, forgetting names, where did I put my keys? Then it moves to entire conversation just disappearing. But here's what's remarkable. Beneath all the decline, there is often the incredible grace. The person is still there, even when memory starts to slip away. Friends said Reagan kept his sense of humor long after he stopped recognizing faces. He'd still greet visitors with the same kindness, the same warmth, which just proved that our humanity can outlive our memory. Reagan's story teaches us something important. Early diagnosis isn't about getting a scary label, it's about getting time. Time to plan, time to connect, time to prepare for what's coming. Gradual memory loss, especially for recent stuff. Repeating the same stories or questions. Getting lost in familiar places. Personality stays mostly the same early on. Biomarkers show amyloid and tau proteins. Robin Williams, a human supernova of energy, like 1,000 different characters every minute, pure creativity running on pure caffeine. But behind all that incredible brilliance, something started to flicker. In 2014, he was being treated for what doctors thought was Parkinson's disease. He had stiffness, fatigue, and this strange anxiety that just didn't fit the usual picture. After his death, the autopsy revealed diffuse Lewy Body disease. It's this really complex brain disorder that's kind of like a bridge between Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. His wife later wrote in a medical journal that it felt like a terrorist inside his brain. Think about that for a second. He'd have these moments of crystal clear thinking, then suddenly be completely confused. He would see things that weren't there, vivid, detailed hallucinations. He ducked out his dreams while sleeping, punching, shooting, running. There is actually a name for it. REM, behavior disorder. For his family, the hardest part wasn't even the decline itself. It was the unpredictability. One day he'd be completely normal, the next day total chaos. And that's really the tragedy of LBD, this constant back and forth between brilliance and fog. Robin's story ended up giving this pretty hidden disease a voice. Because honestly, before him, most people outside of neurology had never ever heard of it. Huge fluctuations in attention and clarity. Really vivid visual hallucinations. Acting out dreams during sleep. Parkinson's-like stiffness or tremor. Extreme sensitivity to certain psychiatric medications. The Iron Lady herself. Margaret Thatcher, precise, disciplined, emotionally contained. In 2008, her daughter Carol revealed that her mother had developed dementia after having multiple mini-strokes. She described it perfectly. Sometimes the lights go out for a few seconds and then they come back. Those words perfectly capture vascular dementia. It's the stepwise decline caused by tiny interruptions in blood flow to the brain. Unlike Alzheimer's, which kind of drifts slowly, vascular dementia literally falls in steps. Stable, sudden drop, stable again, another drop. Colleague said she would sometimes repeat questions, forget important briefings, or just lose track mid-conversation, but she was still fiercely intelligent. The rhythm just fluttered. That image, one of the strongest minds of the 20th century losing clarity but not determination, is really haunting. But here's the hopeful part of this story. Vascular dementia is often the most preventable type of all. It's not just about your genes or your age, it's about lifestyle, blood pressure, how healthy your blood vessels are. Every single heartbeat, every millimeter of artery health directly affects how well your brain works. So while Thatcher's case reminds us how fragile we are, it also shows us exactly where prevention can make a real difference. Stepwise decline after strokes or mini-strokes. Slowed thinking and trouble with planning. Memory that's uneven. Good one day, worse the next. MRI shows small blood vessel damage. Control blood pressure, cholesterol, heart rhythm, and diabetes. If you notice language breaking down, new personality changes, sudden confusion or sharp declines after any kind of stroke, don't wait. Dementia isn't a label to be afraid of. It's a condition to understand as early as possible. Getting a full workup, MRI, blood test, cognitive testing, can uncover what's going on long before life gets completely turned upside down. And here's something really important. Sometimes the solution isn't even medication. It might be controlling blood pressure, getting better sleep, fixing hearing problems, staying more active, having more social contact. Small changes today can protect your brain for literally decades. Brain health isn't just about being smart or talented. It's about energy, blood flow, and good habits. Feed it well, keep it moving, challenge it regularly. The earlier you start taking care of it, the longer that light stays bright. These four incredible people, Bruce Willis, Ronald Reagan, Robin Williams, Margaret Thatcher, they all changed the world in their own unique ways. And yet, their final battles remind us that even the strongest, most brilliant minds can struggle when the brain's networks starts to fail. But recognizing the early signs, that doesn't mean giving up. It means showing respect. Respect for the person going through it, respect for their family, and respect for the amazing brain itself. Take care of your brain, and it will take care of you. The other video you can check right here. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.